Welcome back to Better, everyone. Well, with plenty of sunny days this summer and very hot sunny days this summer, there's nothing better than taking the family out for a good old-fashioned picnic.
That's right. Two longtime friends and now the authors of In the Small Kitchen, 100 Recipes of Our Year in Cooking in the Real World, Cara Eisenpress and Phoebe Lapine are here, and you guys have some great picnic tips for us and a great recipe, right?
We do. The place to start is that you want to plan everything because you don't want to end up smack in the middle of Central Park with no forks.
Okay, so you're good because I just put food in a thing and just go. But there is a planning process involved with this. How far in advance do you guys plan for the picnics? Is it
well, we
long?
start with a checklist and check it twice. Yes.
Okay.
And if you aren't comfortable creating your own checklist, we actually have one in the book that remembers everything from the corkscrew to the forks to the water and the booze.
Do people forget that much?
All the time.
I was going to say that I never actually thought about planning for a picnic. It's kind of always just throwing in what you have in the pantry. But it kind of run down exactly what you guys go through in your checklist.
Well, definitely a corkscrew or a bottle opener. That's probably the #1 thing.
Right.
That
Because you don't want to be stuck with a bottle of wine that can't be opened. That's tragic.
Exactly. Or just buy a screw top.
Okay.
And also an umbrella, just in case the elements don't work out in your favor in the middle of your picnic.
One of the key things that you guys do is delegate so that one person isn't doing every single thing, right?
Exactly. A picnic is a really good opportunity to potluck, actually. It's just that you want to make sure that you don't end up with all dessert and no main course.
Okay, and when we're going to talk about all these things that you have in your book, but you both met in the 7th grade. Again, you've known each other for years and years and stuck together through thick and thin, and now you're helping us to all cook, so that's good news. What about the foods that you have to prepare beforehand?
Well, portability is really important with any potlucks and especially picnics, and it has to be able to, if it's a weeknight, travel with you to work maybe before your picnic. So one of the great dishes are any grain salad, and today we're going to make for you a corn and barley salad with lemon chive vinaigrette from the book. Okay,
gotcha. So go ahead and do your thing, because Sean and I are going to sit back. We're going to eat everything afterwards.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, we'll indulge with our eyes while you guys cook. So what's the first step in the salad?
So we have our barley cooked and our corn, so we're going to start with the dressing now.
Okay.
We've got a whole lemon that's been squeezed in here, and then we're just going to put in a couple of teaspoons of white vinegar.
White vinegar.
White vinegar.
Give it a little extra kick.
And this is something that you would obviously prepare ahead of time and not do on site, right?
Exactly. It actually gets better with time, which is really the beauty of it.
What makes it a beautiful picnic dish. So we're starting with all our acids in the bowl, and if you've never made a vinaigrette from scratch, it's actually really, really easy. So we're also going to add a little bit of sweetness, about 2 teaspoons of honey. Cara's going to do the whisking, and I'm going to be her hands. And then, pardon my reach, we're going to add just 1/4 teaspoon of cumin to add a little bit of spice.
Yeah, could you imagine doing this on spot?
No, I actually have a hard time thinking of doing this in the kitchen.
Easy.
And then a tablespoon of Dijon mustard, and that's going to be the emulsifier that's going to get all the acid incorporated to the oil once we start to add it.
Okay.
So although you can do this by yourself, it's actually a great 2-person job because I'm going to be whisking and then Phoebe's slowly going to be pouring in this oil.
All of it? Or just some?
No,
Here and there?
Slowly.
All right.
So I'm going to really make sure that it's all, hold on.
Okay.
Easy.
Pretend you're doing this slowly. All right. So then you would do normally the whole thing, right?
So that's that's pretty good for
It's
our
going
dressing.
to look a lot different than that. All right, gotcha.
Yes.
Okay. And what else would you?
And then we're going to add in both the corn and the barley.
Okay.
And as you add these ingredients, are there certain foods that we should stay away from?
Yes.
Anything too sweet, for sure.
Okay.
And so leafy greens are going to wilt really quickly in the heat.
Is it better to have multiple courses at a picnic, or do you just try to keep it simple with, a couple of things that you have there?
It depends on the tone you're trying to set. We think it's really nice to have a bunch of courses because it keeps you outside. You're out with your friends. It's kind of the whole point of a picnic anyway. You can play Frisbee in between your sandwiches and your salad,
And so if you're going to be adding some sports into the mix, I imagine that you would want to keep the food on the lighter side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to load up your stomach and then go run around.
Yes. This is actually a great light salad. And sorry, I'm just snipping the chives in. You can add it while you're making the vinaigrette.
Oh, okay.
Snip them in advance, but it's a super easy way instead of bringing a cutting board into the mix. And if you're really worried about your herbs wilting, you can always do this right at the picnic.
Speaking of wilting, everyone pretty much has a sandwich at their picnic. How do you keep that thing from getting soggy? It just seems like it always happens.
Well, the two biggest culprits are condiments right on the bread and also tomatoes, since they have so much moisture in them. And one of the things that we've done with this sandwich that's in our book, this pesto chicken salad sandwich, is that we've mixed the condiments right into the filling so that they're not, slathered right onto the bread. And then we use sun-dried tomatoes instead of regular tomatoes, which have a lot less moisture.
Remember that, Sean, when you're picnicking in Vegas.
I absolutely will. It's a little warm to be picnicking.
All right, thank you so much, ladies. We're going to get them out there one day, though. If you want to get more fun and easy recipes, pick up a copy of their book. It's called In the Small Kitchen. It's fabulous.